Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
All right.
Yo,
You miss us?
we are back.
We are. We took a couple of weeks off. I don't remember why we took the first week
Well,
off.
Dragon Con. Was that Dragon Con? No, the first
week. That was last week.
Oh,
Dragon
yeah.
Con.
And then last week you had to duck out for something. Right? Was that it?
I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. Makes no difference.
What?
What's
Yeah.
important
Anyway,
is
we're
that
here.
we are here today.
Yes.
That's important. And that means we have yet to recap what happened with the RR auctions. But let's before we get too deep into this, let's hit that good old record button and do this for real.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 690 for September 9th, 2024. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
We were off for a couple of weeks. Dragon Con got in the way.
Dragon Con. Mm-hmm. Yes.
How was Dragon Con?
It was nice and geeky. As always, great. The big
highlights.
I mean, just the cosplay. Obviously, as you can imagine, there were a ton of Deadpools and Wolverines this year because of the movie. And there was a ton of Has-Been Hotel cosplay, which, if you're not familiar, it's
I'm not.
Animated. It's very good. Amazing music. So, yeah, fun as always. We've been going to it for, about 30 years for me.
Wow. But again, you didn't partake in the cosplay.
No.
Many years
this year. No.
Since
It's been,
is that just never going to happen? Are you just too old for that? Is that a young man's game?
No. I definitely would do it again. It's just I gotta we take the MARTA in now. We stay with some friends of ours, so it's just got to be a costume that would be able to be carried on the MARTA.
Carried
and put it.
Worn?
Oh yeah, or worn, carried. Yeah, either way, just something that's not going to be too bulky or get in the way of other people trying to use the MARTA.
I see.
Yeah.
The only clip I saw from Dragon Con was the preponderance of ray gun cosplayers.
Yes, there were quite a few ray gun and mashup ray gun cosplays. Yes, you are correct.
It's a cultural phenomenon. It certainly is.
Yes.
Eric's Edge is in the chat and is recovering from VCF Midwest. I did see some photos from that.
Another person I wish I could have gone and seen and met in real life.
Was that also last weekend? Did that overlap with?
Yeah. It was just the weekend right after.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so John and I have made a pact.
Yes. Yeah.
That next year we will be there. Of course, there's a lot of caveats that go along with that.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I can't fall in the same week as DragCon for one. Right? All right. Well, this week we've got eBay finds. We've got some news. There were some Apple announcements today, and we're going to recap all those wondrous Apple historical items that closed out on our auction a few weeks back. So we'll be right back with some eBay finds. Eric is already awaiting our triumphant entrance to VCF Midwest. I'm a little worried about the crowds that we would attract. I don't want to take away from, the presenters and everything.
We'll swap with all three of our listeners. Yes.
I like to say that we've boosted listenership by 50%. I don't like to get into the numbers. Let's talk in terms of percentages.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
all how you present the stats.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Let's get to these eBay finds. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, it's time now for eBay finds. Last episode, remember the cafeteria lunch tray from the
Yes.
Apple cafeteria.
From the Apple cafeteria, yeah.
Yeah, and this one, I'd never seen one of these for auction before. I went to the Apple cafeteria, by the way, one time.
Oh.
I don't recall the trays, but it was post 6 color days when I was there. So if they had trays, I don't think they had the 6 color Apple logo trays. I was very interested in getting this, and I think I even bid on the show. Did I? I think I might have. And so I followed it down to the bitter end.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
How bitter was that end?
It was very bitter. I was very bitter because there was there was snipers galore in the closing seconds. I held the high bid till about, I don't know, a few minutes out, and then it got furious. And the furious bidding to the tune of 19 bids took this up to how much do you think? What's the guess?
300?
Oh, not bad. 271. 66. $271.66.
That's a lot for a tray, even with a 6 color Apple logo.
Yeah. It's a beaut though. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Who knows? Steve Jobs could have had his salad or his hummus plate or what other vegetarian options they have on that tray. Right.
Could have.
Sprig of broccoli, perhaps.
The Wheels for the Mind, Volume 2, Number 4. This is from fall 1986. This one is still available. It was being listed for $89.99 or best offer. And, actually, you know what? It sold. I take that back. It did sell for the $89.99. I think.
This was a pretty cool. I would have been tempted by this one. Just very different. I love the fact that they talk about what was used to produce it, and I think neat stuff.
And then finally, we have the Apple baseball cap with the suede finish. This one's still available. Buy it now for $200, or you can make an offer. Okay. This week we will begin with the Apple IIe card. This is what allows you to not just emulate but recreate hardware, right? An Apple IIe inside your Mac.
Inside your Mac.
It fit in slot Macs, some of the LCs, the Color Classic.
Color Classic, which I've got running behind me. With my
IIe card in it. Yeah, you were messing around with it earlier. We were trying to
remember ProDOS commands.
This particular IIe card is new in the box, factory sealed. Oh my gosh! Let's see what the description says. It says this is rare and unused, still sealed in the original shrink-wrap box. Card and required components are included as a great addition to any vintage collection. Sold as is. Oh, and they list the compatibility here. It lists it the LC series. So the one, did it really work on the one? I guess it did. The one.
Oh, yeah, just whatever had the was it the new bus slot, right? Or the processor direct slot, PDS slot. I can't remember which now. PDS, okay.
And then the LC slot compatible Color Classic 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And and of course, if you wanted to complete the setup, you'd have to hook up an actual 5 1/4 or 3.5 inch floppy disk drive.
Right.
But you could transfer stuff.
And of course, you had the port for the joystick also, the Apple II joystick, or paddles.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, it doesn't come with that. It just comes with the card, the software,
Right.
the manual.
And the
Um,
ever important Y cable to hook those two peripherals
Why?
up.
Because you need it.
Because sometimes they're missing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This one is not mine, but I like seeing these auctions of stuff that I have. Just
Oh,
to
and you have a
see.
sealed one also? Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
just to see what they might
Ugh.
fetch.
Well, how
So,
much
because
is this one going for? Because I'm
let's
going to trump whatever you say because I found a second one by
sealed.
an infamous seller, sealed.
Oh, Trump. I mean, you find one that probably is sold for even more. This one
Yes,
has a bite now. Now you can make an offer, but there's a bite now of $1,050.
$1,050, and I was like, that's ridiculous.
That sounds like a lot.
I mean, all right, so the 2E card is really awesome. I don't think it's necessarily one of those things that has a higher value if it's sealed and never used, other than the fact that you know that the Y cable's in there, which is important.
Yeah.
That seems like a crazy banana pants price to me until I
Mhm.
see this polka dotted background up at the top of my
Yeah.
eBay
How much do they want?
thing. $1,999.99.
Okay. So this is a
So
bargain in comparison.
only just a little over $1,000 less than the other one.
Gray Hair
Um,
Discoveries loves the smell of old shrink wrap in the morning. This is the evening. This is, I don't detect an odor, but I don't know. Boy. All right. Well, of course, there is a make an offer on this. So
Yeah.
all right, moving on.
Moving on, we have a in box, not sealed, but in the box, Power Macintosh G4, 500 megahertz, 27 gig hard drive, zip drive, DVD drive. This is the sawtooth model. So this was the first model of the case wise of the G4. $299.99 with a buy it now. There is a make an offer. Of course, shipping on this one, it's a little bit of a hefty one. Fortunately, the polycarbonate plastics, you probably don't have to worry about it breaking unless something goes horribly awry during shipping. This comes with the original keyboard and packaging. It's missing the original mouse, but they're
Yeah, I
going to
wondered about that.
include one of the later mice, one of the white ones.
Did it come with the? It didn't come with a stupid puck mouse, did it?
Yeah, It was
Oh my
just gray instead of blue.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Now I do believe
There's
that
some-
was by the time they started putting the little divot in the top, so you could at least kind of feel where the top part was.
And there is a make an offer on this. I like this auction because one, you've got proof of operation.
Yeah.
And then you've got original packaging, which helps tremendously when you ship these things.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's got the styrofoam, it's got the accessory box, which is nice.
Yeah.
So let's hope that they actually put this box inside another box, not just seal this box
yeah.
up and send it to you. If you're looking for a G4, you could,
It's kind of it's not, and
it's not too bad.
Not horrific.
Not bad, right?
No.
Oh, let's see. This one's coming out of Sherwood, Oregon, so you can save $90 in shipping if you're wanting this and you're somewhere near there. So
pretty okay.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm such a big fan of signage. This is the very rare Mac OS X fabric banner from 2001. The description gives us the details. It says it's a door size, approximately 60 inches by 24 inches wide. Beautifully preserved. So it's it's a fabric banner. I don't know what the material is. Some kind of nylon, which is
nylon, I'm guessing, sure.
Printed.
Yeah.
With the big blue juicy aqua X for Mac OS X. It says Mac OS X, the future is here. And it's got, I have several of these banners.
Of course you
I have
do.
this Mac OS X one, but in this era, in the Think Different era, they made a lot of these banners advertising products and hung them in the stores or in the that section of CompUSA, the Apple alcove or whatever it was. And it says, it says think different at the bottom of all these banners. And they have little channels at top and bottom. So you can put a little
I was just going to ask
towel
if
or
there's
something in
a
there.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
I maybe at the end of the show, I'll grab the banner because I have one nearby that's similar.
I'm actually surprised this is still here because I think this is
Yes.
a very reasonable offer for this one.
It is.
It is. Yes.
It is. Somebody buy this. To buy it now. Now there's a making offer too, but buy it now is $150.
$150.
It's
for a very nice cloth.
Yes.
Big banner.
This is Mac.
Holy cow.
We're still using Mac OS 10. This is historical at this point.
Right. Yeah. The future is here.
The future is here. That's the other thing that's kind of just ironic about the whole thing.
2001. Right. Yeah. Wow.
The future is here.
Man, that's
Are
a
you
tough
tempted?
one. I'm just looking in here and
if you don't buy it,
I've got
I will.
plenty of
Somebody jump in on
places.
this.
Plenty of places
No,
I
you
could
don't.
hang this in here.
What's on your door? Do you have anything on your door?
I've got the door back there has got magnets. No, I wouldn't want to hang it from the ceiling because I've got these nice angled barn style ceilings.
Sure.
So it'd be so easy to hang that up there somewhere.
Yeah.
Next to one of my flags.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't see how this is going to last very long, but we'll see if it's there next week. All right. Maybe somebody in the chat will buy it.
Hey, right. Yeah, yes, right. That card does work in the Mystic upgraded color Mac Color Classic because that's what this one is my Mystic. It just won't work in the tacky. Eric, I really wish I could have been at the Vintage Computer Festival. When you mentioned the TW1340, I'm not sure what that is. TW.
What is the TW1340? Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Unless he was talking to Dave. Oh, Dave. Hey, Dave. How's it going? Hello.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, he was talking to Dave.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's throw this up and let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. A few weeks back, there was an auction. Well, I guess it actually date back over a month, that the Steve Jobs and the Apple Computer Revolution collection was being sold at RR Auction at rrauction.com. And the auctions closed out, I think, on 22nd of August. So we're going to go back and revisit some of these items and see if there are any surprises here, any steals somebody got, any people got, I think, maybe ripped off, maybe bid too much. I don't know. I mean, this is a great indicator of what things might be worth, right? In a true auction format. And so I've sorted the list. There are 175. We're gonna move rapidly through these. We're not gonna zero in on every single one, but we'll start with the lowest priced items here. And just for reference, the lowest priced item was the Apple Service Bulletins from 1979 through July 1983 that sold for $125. These are like bulletins that were compiled.
Oh my gosh!
Bound in these little books.
I really hope somebody scans those in.
Yeah,
that is some fascinating.
Right. And so, here's like an example of Apple Service Bulletin number 13, dated July 10, 1980.
Wow.
And it says, what interference is? And it talks about electromagnetic waves as
something we don't worry about at all anymore. Yeah.
So that's cool. There you go. Adjustable keyboard, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Here's the seat, Super Bowl seat cushion. We've talked a lot about that. Sold for $125, which is about expected for something like that, around $100. A number of t-shirts, vintage shirts from the 6-color Apple logo days that sold for around $100. And there's some cool stuff from the Power Computing days.
Power Computing, yes, the Sluggo.
Promotional materials. Little leaflets, flyers, back to that sort of think different era. And let's see, I'm going to keep moving here. Do I get to something really cool? Going. Here's something this Apple computer letter opener sold for $185. It's
Oh,
just
weird.
it looks like
Sliver
a
of metal.
weapon. Like a 1990s, a letter opener made by Denise Milano, 8.5 inches in length. And I guess it says includes its original Museum of Modern Art presentation box.
Oh, weird.
Like, I guess it was sold in the Museum of Modern Art. Like, I don't know what the story is of that, why there's an Apple letter operator that the kite.
I love the kite. I don't have one of those.
I have one of these kites, and
yeah.
it sold for just $219.
That is nice.
Which I think
that would also be nice hanging from my ceiling here.
It's a bit of a, I think that's, I don't know, it seems like a bargain. Some Macworld stuff, some Apple mugs, a watch, a sealed iPod mini went for $250. That was second generation. Here's the hats. Remember we talked about the hats last episode, and I have a number of these hats, including the Mission Impossible, the Mac OS.
Oh, did somebody get all 5 of those for $250?
Yep.
That's
all 5.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Bad. And the estimate was over 1,000 actually for that. The playing cards sealed.
The playing cards,
with the 6-color Apple logo and all the great Susan Kara icons in there. Sealed, sold for $250. The belt buckle.
Which you also have, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Apple logo brass
Apple
belt buckle.
Yes.
Sold for $250. That one they estimated over $300. I think that's kind of a bargain. Those are very hard to come by. We'll keep going here. Let's see what else is sticking out here. More clothing, lots of clothing. And we get into some sealed, like an iPad Air first generation sealed for $303.
Well, they over-evaluated all of those, didn't they?
They did. Yeah. Let's see. This one is kind of surprising. I don't know. How about this? An Apple iMac Lime.
Oh.
$334 in the original box.
So this is still the tray loading too. So this is an early one.
Right.
Huh.
We're still in the 300 range. Let's keep moving. Let's
go a little further up there.
And there's an Apple IIe, sold for $486. That's the platinum. I have these, the glasses, the ones, the wine glasses.
All right, yeah, with an nice etched Apple logo on the side.
Celebrating $1 billion in sales. The set of 4 in the box sold for $590. All right, we're getting to some interesting stuff. How about a very ratty looking through the looking glass?
Ooh, see, now that one makes me happy because mine is in pretty much pristine shape, and this sold for $625. That is wow.
Yeah. The box shows a little age.
It looks a little mildewed.
Yeah, it does. This is kind of surprising me. There's some Think Different posters. Here's a set, 2 Think Different posters. One with Ansel Adams and one with Jim Henson with Kermit.
Mm-hmm. Hey-ho.
The 2 posters sold for $625.
Wow.
Posters. Yes. How about this? How about this doesn't really, it's not, I don't know why this is in the Apple collection, but boxed copy sealed of MS-DOS. $656.
Holy cow.
And then this, oh wait, well, I'll pass that. Let's keep going. Okay, I have one of these, the radio cooler. Presented to Apple employees. This is a cooler with a built-in Apple radio, 6-color Apple logo, sold for $753.
And as soon as you touch the foam on those headphones, they're just going to disintegrate.
Yeah. Poof. Powder. I did bid on this for a time, and then it got out of what I wanted to pay for. This was a big Apple logo wall sign. I say big. What is it? 35 inches by 44 inches. Has a separate floating green leaf. This one sold for $756, which I think is kind of a deal. They thought it was too because they estimated it was go for over $5,000.
Woo. What materials is that made out of? Does
It's
it mention? Is it
acrylic.
Oh, I see. Acrylic. Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sign.
Yeah.
All right, we're starting to get into the big dollar items here. We got
Oh, there's a
the
much
different
nicer
posters.
copy of Alice. I see.
Yes, the much nicer copy, sealed. That's how much.
Oh,
nicer.
holy cow! That's much. Yeah.
$938. They estimated it would go for over $2,000. Didn't quite get there. The Apple Macintosh Picasso dealer sign. This is about what these have been going for. In great condition, about $1,000. These have been holding steady for a number of years.
I'm assuming those bases used to be white plastic, not yellow like that.
I don't know.
Can you verify?
They've always been that kind of beige-ish. I think.
Okay.
I think they might have always been that way.
All
now,
right.
this is surprising to me that they estimated it would only sell for $100 or so, yet it sold for over $1,009. This is the Apple Personal Computer Magazine, November 1981.
What on earth?
Featuring a wood carving of an Apple III on the front. I don't know if I have this one. I have several from this series, but my goodness gracious, $1,000 for this magazine?
Was that the first issue of that or something? Why?
Could it have been?
Huh.
No, it's volume 2, number 2.
Number 2.
Cost,
Interesting.
for reference, it cost $3 originally, and somebody just sold it for $1,000. Let's see. This is kind of surprising too. Estimated $200. I have one of these. Sold for $1,050. This is the Apple Computer Limited Edition from 1998, The Year of Thinking Different booklet. It was a little an introduction by Steve. It has To the Crazy Ones. Here's to the Crazy Ones, the Misfits, the Rebels. And then it's got pages on each of the prominent people featured in the Think Different campaign.
Nice. That is nice.
$1,050. Yeah. What's going on there? Surely. There's got to be a lot of those floating around. I don't get it. How about PowerPoint 1.0 for the Apple Mac on 3.5? $1,221. Now, I can't say I've seen this around.
PowerPoint version 1.
Yeah, and it has like a book kind of a case.
Yeah, an actual book, like a hardcover.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know if that's the manual or if the discs go in there or what's going on there. But $1,221 for that. How about the invite to Steve Jobs' 30th birthday party?
Oh my gosh!
Sold for $1,250. Been smart to hang on to that. All right, let's keep going here. There's an Apple IIc, a Canadian model, sold for $1,300. An original Mac, 128K with box and carrying case, sold for $1,378. Those are typical prices. This one, they estimated would sell for $500. It sold for $1,411. This is the 1970 Lakeside School Yearbook featuring Bill Gates and Paul Allen.
Huh.
$1,411. And look at these pictures here showing a young Bill Gates, and what do you know? He's sitting at what is that? Is that even a computer? It looks like some kind of like
teletype. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like a terminal, maybe. Yeah.
The director's chairs, one of which, well, not one of these, but I've got one sitting here behind me. A pair of these sold for $1,549. Now this, I'm scratching my head. How can it be that the Newsweek from August 2nd, 2004, featuring Steve Jobs on the cover with the iPod, the first time the iPod came out, sold for $1,704.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been graded as a 7.0, which I think it goes to 10. So I'm not sure 7 is too terribly great. And I've
Yeah.
got at least one of these. I know I have one of these. I mean, $1,709? Really?
I wonder how
What
much
happened there?
what's the first one that had the big spread in it for the Macintosh? It was like Newsweek, had Ronald
Newsweek,
Reagan
yeah.
on the cover.
Yeah.
Um,
They didn't sell one of
I wonder
those
how
in
much
this
those go
auction,
for. Wow.
but this one I actually did get involved. I did start bidding on it, but then it got out of control. Because I love this book, the So Far book, the first 10 years of Apple. This is a sealed first edition, and it has a letter from the Apple production manager of the
Oh
book.
wow.
And
Huh.
I think it includes like things that, responses to Jobs about it or something. I don't know. It sold for $1,765. Yeah, that was cool. This flag, and I think I have one of these. It's a rainbow logo dealer banner with the Mater Tectura font, 6-color Apple logo, and personal computers written in script. $1,880.
Hmm.
Beautiful,
It
beautiful
is.
flag.
Really is. Yeah.
So getting back to magazines and the ridiculousness, the Steve Jobs cover where it's really focusing on Pixar. But it does have I guess it says Steve Jobs. He saved Apple with his hot new iMac. He struck gold at Pixar. With digital movies like Toy Story 2, you'd think he'd learn to chill, think different. That sold for
2016.
$2,069.
Wow.
What? What's going on? This one, the Apple logo paperweight. We've seen this. We've had this, I think, on an eBay auction.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's a small. I mean, it's 3.5 inches by 4 inches by 1 inch deep, with an Apple logo kind of embedded inside acrylic. $2,355. And then, let's see. Oh, and then Steve Jobs yearbook from '72 sold for $3,000. And I can remember seeing these listed for, in the hundreds in years past.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the one. Well, tell me about these prices. These are not even really. I
Okay,
found these
so
Apple related, but
my
Tempest.
my Tempest that I bought,
Yeah.
at this point it was about 7 years ago, and I spent about 1,200. 3,000 is not out of the question. They're hard to find. They're very popular. I mean, it was a very popular game. If this one's been serviced, I could definitely see where it'd be worth that.
Looks really clean. Okay.
It really does.
These things that have sort of established pricing and market history tend to follow, kind of.
Now that Space Invaders for 3,400, that seems a little. I mean, it is Space Invaders, but that seems to be a bit pricey. It better be all original for that much money.
And it's not even. It's even modded, right? This what's this first screen here?
Oh yeah, it's got a multi. It's got a multi. Space Invaders in there. Yeah. So
all right,
that one seems a little.
All right, look at this. The very first issue of Macworld magazine, February 1984, featuring Steve Jobs on the cover. It's not graded like those other magazines.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it says it has a small tear at the bottom edge of the back cover. It says light wears and scuffs. Sold for $3,451. Go on eBay right now.
Yeah,
I bet you could find one for $100, $200. I don't know. I'm gonna do it. Macworld, 1984. Can I find one?
Well,
somebody listed one for $1,400.
Right. Probably because they saw how much that was selling for. Let's see. That's a metal sign.
That's the only one I can
the actual
find.
one. And then there's the 25th anniversary
Yeah.
redos when they did it.
Is this just? There's no way. There are tons of these, and they used to sell over the
Yeah.
past few years for
Right.
around $100. I've
Yeah.
amassed 10 or so of them. So if I could get $3,000 a piece, I will officially retire
Right.
from podcasting and live on an island. Wait, if my math is right. Yeah, so that was a surprise. Okay, we're getting to the big items here.
So my asteroids only cost about $500. Just
yeah,
so you know,
they sold
their
an
asteroids at
asteroids for
$3,000.
$34.95.
That one's no, because there were so many of that one made.
This is kind of surprising. An Apple III with an Apple Monitor 3 and a lot of software sold for $4,538.
Wow. Again, if it's working and everything, I still wouldn't pay maybe $2,000.
It is working.
Maybe if it was in like uber pristine shape.
It's in beautiful shape, and it's got a lot of boxed software. A sealed 20th anniversary Mac sold for $5,003. There was an SE prototype that sold for $5,294. Did we talk about this before? Let's look at this. So this prototype, you see, it's got the smooth plastics.
And I saw that on the front, it's still got the square for a logo versus the embedded apple shape.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of an odd bird right there. This is kind of cool. Well, let's go through all. We should probably hit a lot of these here at the end. Steve Wozniak, early personal and Apple business cards. 2 of them, $53.75. His personal card says Steve Wozniak and pictures what is that? A sketch of his house, I guess.
Looks like it. Sure.
Yeah, with his address and phone number. Why don't we give him a call? Do we still have that phone number? And then his business card, the 6-color Apple logo with the modern Tectura font, where he is Steve Wozniak, principal engineer. Yeah, over $5,000. This Apple II computer prototype lid, sample number 7, sold for $5,551. Kind of an interesting thing that hung around.
Yeah.
How about all 6 colors of iBook? That is the colored iBooks, blueberry and tangerine, graphite.
Yeah, the clam shells, right?
$6,248. That seems like a lot, doesn't it?
They're in the box.
In the box, yeah. You consider the time and the effort to track all those down.
Yeah.
The Apple II pre-production logic board sold for $6,250. Ron Wayne's collection of 12 Apple II cabinet design blueprints sold for $6,250. So these are original blueprints.
When you say cabinet design, are you talking like original possible case designs? What do they mean by cabinet?
Well, I think they were.
We know Jerry Manick is the one who did the.
Right? I don't think they ever used these. Right. I think these were like potential prototypes, maybe. I'm trying to look at something that has
hard to follow from these drawings.
Detail.
It doesn't really show.
Yeah. I don't know why this is in here. A lot of non-Apple stuff here, but Bill Gates' badge from 1994. Who gets a hold of Bill Gates' company badge? Yeah, $7,048. Some Steve Jobs business cards sold for $74.99. This is an oddball Apple Computer 1984 annual report archive with production notes and documents, including signed waivers from Jim Henson, Kurt Vonnegut, and Stephen Sondheim. Sold for $7,500.
For the Think Different posters, I'm assuming, right? Basically giving permission to use their images. It's my guess.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right, because there's his image. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Wow.
Another Steve Jobs business card, an early one from 1980, sold for $7,871. Sealed first gen iPad or iPhone, $10,000.
Wow.
Another Steve Jobs signed item for $11,000. His original Next ID badge photo sold for
Wow. It's like a
$12,501.
Polaroid.
Yeah.
Ah,
Now that's
interesting. That is interesting.
that's put in a museum, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The original Polaroid. And this got also includes some of the Polaroids from other people
That's
in the
pretty
company.
cool.
The let's see, a 5-year service award signed by Steve Jobs, 13,970. Oh, and this is one we talked about, right? The sample of the actual
Right, the
balloon
chunk of the hot air balloon. Yeah.
sold for $14,616.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. All right. We're going long here, but let's pick a few others here. How about the iPad prototype from 2009
Oh, wow.
with the prototype software? It's a switchboard on it. Sold for $24,996. More Steve Jobs
Just the
sign stuff.
sealed iPhone for $25,000.
Yeah.
That's
A check from Steve Jobs,
ridiculous.
$31,246. This is interesting. We're down to the top 4 now. Steve Jobs, Apple One prototype Polaroid photographs given to Paul Terrell of the Byte Shop in 1976.
Oh, ho, ho.
Look at these. So again, Polaroids given to Paul Terrell of early operating Apple Ones, I guess, to give him a sense of what he'd be selling.
Yeah.
$54,904. My goodness gracious. Another signed check from Steve Jobs from 1976, before the founding of the company. He just wrote in Apple Computer on the check. It was written to Zach Electronics for what looks like it's $4.95.
Okay, couldn't tell.
Sold for $66,844. And Apple Lisa, these are the top 2. So the Apple Lisa with Twiggy hard drives, profile hard drives, software manuals, and printers sold for $81,251. And finally, the Apple One started it all, from an Apple employee, Dana Reddington, from the trade-in pile in Steve Jobs' office, was gifted by Jobs and Woz to Apple's first application engineer.
Oh, wow.
Sold for $315,914.
Well, kind of how the mighty have fallen. Remember when those were going for about $1 million?
Yeah. 700,000-800,000. They're upward. They were way more than this.
This one was restored to functional in 2024. So, wow.
Quite a nice setup here. Beautiful example. All right. Well, boy, that was a lot of cool stuff. A lot of surprises. Not a few minor bargains, maybe. But for the most part, they kind of held with the estimates and got about what they should get. So, all right. Our auction is where that all was. Okay.
So it looks like Henry was one of the people that was bidding on that tray with you.
He got up to 176. I think he went past me. I don't remember. I don't remember what my max was. But
at that point, you got to go, all right, I'm bidding on this, but I kind of hope I'm outbid, right? at that point, when you're going to get to that price where it's like, oh man, I may actually win this at this point. Yikes.
I don't know what's anything really worth, and what are you willing to pay? It's very philosophical at some point. It's like,
true.
Well,
very true. Yeah.
If I can spend an extra couple $100 and still feed myself next week, then Okay, let's get into the news.
Oops.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, today was the I was going to say big event. I don't know that they're big anymore. It's been years since we've had a really big event, but this was the expected rollout of updated iPhones that happened today. I think it kind of held true to the rumors, right? Typical updates for your iPhones and the watches, new AirPods Pro 2 and Apple Watch, updated AirPod Max.
Yeah.
Nothing too out of the
Yeah,
ordinary.
it's
Right?
been
I guess
it's been a while since there's been anything that's just like, holy cow.
yeah.
I guess the
One
big
more
thing is they're talking about the AI
Yeah.
integration now,
Of
right?
course, I think that's the
buzzword.
teaser of the the graphic was to reflect kind of Siri and AI and all that. So yeah, not much to say there, but there is something to say about these Apple events, and every time we have an Apple event lately, we get this kind of cool animation.
Yeah, I
And
do
you
like all the
found
Apple logo. Yep.
yeah, you found a couple of
Yeah,
screensavers.
I was looking for some new screensavers, and I ran across two different people that had done basically taken the animated Apple logos from various events and turned them into a screensaver. I still have to download these and install them, but both worth checking out. I'll put the
Yeah,
links
this
to them
first
in
one is
the notes here.
Pedro
Right.
M. Carrasco. It's called Brooklyn is
Brooklyn,
the
yeah.
I guess it's from the the animations presented during the Apple special event from the Brooklyn Academy of Music in
And then the other
2018.
one is from I think a 2020 event.
Yeah. They say it was based on an animated logo that ran in Apple stores since 2020.
Okay.
So we'll post both the links to those. But yeah,
Yep. Yeah, both
cool little things.
definitely worth installing. I'm looking forward to having those running on some stuff out here.
And a lot of these are capturing the 6-color logo spirit too.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Over on AliExpress, there have been popping up a lot of replica like Apple case designs with newer computers inside them. This particular one is a Macintosh Classic, and it's a pretty good. We've been looking at the pictures. A pretty good recreation of the case. So much so
Yeah,
that
not
we
bad.
first thought it was a repurposed case.
Right.
But then when you get down to, let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit. The name on the front looks a little wonky, but then we get to the back here,
and I don't think that Apple logo. I think it's just printed on the case as opposed to being a separate.
Yeah, right,
badge.
Right.
Yeah.
You can see the connections here on the back. How, especially with this HDMI little inset here, and I guess that's an audio out maybe, or mic in or something.
Well,
But
they
yeah, it's kind
definitely
of interesting.
just took a real case and started with that for the basis, because it's got the security, the old style security lock slot on the back.
Oh yeah,
still, you can see.
right. Right.
Now this particular one, they've got two different versions. You can buy the one with the PC included, or buy one where it's basically just got an HDMI in, and you use it as a second monitor with an 8-inch screen.
Yeah.
I forget.
the
Did they give the
PC, it's gonna cost
resolution?
you, I'm sure it's down here in the spec somewhere. With the PC, it costs $727. There's currently a 1% sale, if that entices you at all. It's
1024 by
1024 by
768.
768.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the one without the computer cost?
I was trying to find that.
Oh,
I don't see it. It mentions that it has it as two different versions, unless
oh,
the other one's a different store. Yeah, I mean a different
uh-huh.
actual being
We
sold
did
by
find
the same
another
people.
Mac Classic product here. This is features a 3.5-inch screen. The other one was, I think, 8.
Mm-hmm.
This one is strictly just an HDMI display, but in the
It's a
form of a
wee tiny thing.
little Mac Classic. It's very adorable.
And I think that one
Let's
was
look at the
640 by
pictures.
480.
Okay.
But you can see it's the exact same case, just shrunk down. It's got the extra venting on the back.
Yeah,
The
very similar.
security
Well, I mean,
slot
it's
is
got
still there, but just much
I mean,
tinier.
the connectors are different. I wonder if that's a functioning toggle power switch.
I don't know. I can't
Oh
really
my
read what
gosh.
the other bits and pieces are down on the bottom of this
Yeah.
one.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay. And finally, this is not Mac related, but Apple II related. Our old friend Brian Weiser has republished the book Understanding the Apple IIe. And do you remember this book, by the way?
I don't
It-
remember
It's
that
an
one.
old book, and he's kind of got permission, I guess, to
Mhm.
republish it. You can download it.
Yeah, Brian puts his heart and
Or-
soul into redoing these, and like we're talking like sometimes completely retypesetting the book.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
features in the description. He says remastered, retypeset, updated text, layout, color, over 120 technical illustrations. Text has been updated throughout. Additional coverage of the enhanced 2E and Platinum 2E and international models. I mean, it's quite a compendium. Jim Sather, the original author, said, "It is highly gratifying to me that the book is well thought of." And yeah, you can buy it on paperback, hardback, or coil bound
Oh, see
through the
now the fact that they're doing
callapple.org.
coil bound is really nice for these things. As fun as nice as the books are, if you're actually wanting to use it, having that coil bound just makes it so much easier to be able to lay flat.
Yeah.
If you're actually trying to use it in comparison with something.
Prices around $64 to $70 for the various editions.
Nice.
And so you can find all this stuff over at callapple.org. Okay. So that I like this because there's a lot of cool early MacBooks that could use some of this treatment too at some point.
Good point.
All right. Where are we? Oh, we're going to finish this off.
Deciding what we want to do next week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't have anything queued up, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the outro in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that about wraps it up for this episode of the RetroMacCast. Next week, I'll be around.
I will be around. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm traveling back on that day, so we'll play it by ear. But
all right,
just to get back in plenty of time, so we can do another episode. And what will we talk about? I don't know. It's a mystery. We'll figure it out.
Even to us, yes, right. Especially to us.
We like to keep each other guessing. Spontaneity in life.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we thank everybody for joining us in the chat. If you want to join along, we do this on Monday when we feel like it at 7 p.m.
Central time. Yeah.
And that's on YouTube. So come out and join us if you dare. All right. Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. Now, keep everybody busy, and I'll go grab a banner.
All right. Sounds good.
Let me put you on solo.
Okay. So I've got Alien Typhoon running in the background at Apple II Alien Typhoon. Great port of kind of a Galaga Galaxian game. Who out there that's listening has a 2E game that's one of their favorites. Choplifter, of course, is a big plus. So anyone who's still in the chat, I'd love to hear what you play on your Apple IIs. No takers? Oh, that's good. He's back. All right.
What? Who ran out of things to say? All right, there's my banner. Did anybody buy
Nice.
that OS 10 one, I wonder? Let's see. So this one, this is
I should have known that.
that's so funny.
So, we were. I was talking about favorite Apple II games, and of course
Yeah.
Eric put HyperCard.
As a favorite Apple II game.
Yes, yeah, he is. He is a HyperCard wizard.
Mm. All right, the iMac banner. I don't know if you can. This is Think Different. Yeah, at the bottom. Featuring Flower Power, Blue Dalmatian, both of which are up there. Well, it's off camera. Graphite and
Indigo.
Indigo. Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
I have the bottom
blueberry.
two. I do not have the top two, alas.
So yeah, they're all this kind of this nylon fabric, and I have a fixed.
Oh, see, that hangs so nicely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go out there and buy that OS 10 one. That would be a beaut.
That's very nice.
Wright would like to photograph my collection at some point.
Oh yeah, Wright is quite the shutterbug. He is.
Yeah.
He's got a very good eye for photography.
It does need to be something. Need to take some photographs. That'd be a good idea for some time. I'd have to clean it up. It's kind of a mess. Okay. Well, that's your bonus stuff for the YouTube audience. All right. Well, it's about a wrap. We got about 4 minutes.
Yeah, guys, thanks everyone for joining us, especially with our sometimes very wonky schedule. I really appreciate everyone who hops on and gives us comments and everything. You have a good week.
See you next week.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.